Hi all, welcome to Go Classes. Today we have with us All India Rank 30 in GATE CS 2026, Eldho G. Peter. Eldho was Go Classes complete course enrolled student for GATE CS 2026 preparation, and with college with final year he got All India Rank 30. So Eldho, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you very much.
so Eldho, first of all, All India Rank 30, this is incredible achievement. That too in GATE CS there is huge competition. So how does it feel? And when you told your family about it, what was their reaction?
Yeah, they were really happy. No one was expecting uh, this high rank. So, yeah, everyone was very happy. And when I started this preparation, people were saying, don't go for gate, go for policemen's. Some some of my relatives. So, but I kept believing in myself. So I just gave this, and it worked out.
So although when did you start your preparation? When did you thought that you want to go for GATE preparation? In which semester?
Yes, sir. In my college, everyone were preparing for placements from first sem itself, actually. But I didn't like web development and development related things. So I actually took a development related course, and I couldn't complete it. I thought it was too boring, and uh, you know. Uh, so what I decided to do was I would I thought I would just do lead code. Uh, so I was doing lead code problems every day, and one day I asked my cousin, he's a hiring manager at Arista Networks. So I asked him, is doing lead code enough, or do we have to do something else? So obviously he said, doing lead code is nothing. You have to study development related skills and other things. But I didn't like development. So then I asked him, do you think Gate might be a good option then? So he said, yeah, Gate might be a good option. Go for it. And that's how I joined Gate. And also I asked my roommate as well. So he was studying development and AI and all those things. So I asked his opinion, and I asked his opinion as well. So he said as well. I mean, go for Gate. That might be better for you. So that's how I started preparing for it. I started in third year actually from a different platform, but it didn't it didn't go very well because I started a bit late. So I was just binge watching lectures without revision, without tests. So at that moment I thought it might work out. I didn't know how it was going to turn out. So I just thought this might work, and I just binge watched lectures. And around December, I finished syllabus last year. I mean, uh, during the time of third year. So I thought it might be fine. I might get a good rank. But then I realized I didn't revise anything. I didn't write tests. So all those came back to bite me. And I got only around 1,400 rank. So I was a bit sad about that. So for fourth year, I decided to switch everything because I saw in Gate card subreddits about Go classes. So I thought, okay, Go classes might be good. So that's how I enrolled in Go classes. And during the fourth year, I took extra care. This time, I wrote tests, and I think tests were the test series of Go classes were the main reason why I was able to achieve so much.
So although with third year you attempted GATE CS and you got 1400 rank, basically
Yes,
1400 rank you got,
yes,
and then you started your preparation for final year with Go classes. You thought that okay, you
yes,
need to switch everything. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
so
yes.
when did you enroll in the Go classes course, and when did you start your preparation for GATE 2026 with Go classes?
I think I started around March or April. So I started from discrete mathematics, then engineering mathematics. But this time, what I did was I was more dependent on the lecture notes because I thought it was faster. So your lecture notes are amazing, just well structured. So everything just, you know, just at a glance, you can get the things. So I think it really helped me, and I was able to. I didn't have to invest so much time, you know, because reading lecture notes is really fast. So yeah, that's how I. That's what. That was my approach during the final year, reading lecture notes of globe classes, and then after each subject, I would do topic-wise tests and subject-wise tests. That was my approach. Yeah.
So, although you said that you were basically going through the annotated notes, and
Yes. Yes.
did it happen that okay, while going through the annotated notes, some topic you are not understanding or some topic you are finding
Ah,
difficult to understand, then you are watching the lecture?
yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly. Yeah. That was my approach. I thought, let's just go through the annotated notes, and if at some point you feel something is hard to get, hard to understand, then I would refer to the lecture of that video. That's what I did. Yes, that's it.
Okay, okay.
And yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. Continue.
no, yeah, no, that's exactly what I did.
Okay. And for Sachin sir subjects, what was your approach? Did you, was the lectures or did you follow the annotated notes?
Sachin sirs as well. I was following the lectures more actually for Sachin sir. And I tried using lecture notes as much as possible, but most of the time I had to end up watching the lectures. But yeah, Sachin sir explains really well as well, so it was fine. Yeah.
Okay. So you completed the entire syllabus, like all the lectures, whether with lecture or with annotated note, but basically you went through the 100% Go classes, I can say
Yes.
syllabus or Go classes lectures.
Yes. Yes. I think I completed all the lectures because lecture notes are really fast, right? We don't have to spend too much time. Yeah. I,
Okay. And although, what about weekly quizzes? Did you attempt weekly quizzes and when did you attempt weekly
uh,
quizzes?
I didn't attempt weekly quizzes. I was doing topic-wise tests and subject-wise tests after each subject. I don't think I attempted weekly quizzes.
Okay, okay. Actually, weekly quizzes are also very good because
Uh,
the same standard resources questions are put in the weekly quizzes also, and I think that weekly quizzes might be more challenging than the test series because we know that weekly quizzes are mostly attempted by Go classes students and we know what we have taught. So according to that, we have confidence that okay, if a student has watched Go classes lectures, then a student will be able to handle it. So we can do some experiments there, I can say. So
yes, sir.
although very nice to know your preparation strategy. And for revision, what was your strategy, to retain the concepts in mind? Did you do any periodic revision or daily revision, something like what was your strategy for revision?
Uh, I didn't do any periodic revision. By the end of December, most of the things I was already remembering actually because I had already completed the syllabus in third year, and in fourth year as well. I completed the syllabus using Go classes. So twice when you complete the syllabus, you retain most of things. So what my approach was that during January, I would attempt the subject-wise tests again for each subject. So there, what happened was, if my logic was that there are, it's a vast syllabus, right? There are a lot of topics. Some topics are going to be important, some topics are not going to be important. If there is some topic that I don't remember and it's important enough that I should study, I will find a question from it in some tests, right? I will definitely find it in some tests. So that was my approach. If I would attempt tests, And if I'm not getting a question from a topic, I would revise that topic. That's how I used to revise. Otherwise, I didn't use notes to revise, or I didn't do periodic revision, anything.
Okay, so basically, attempting test was your strategy for revision.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
A
and
subject wise test.
through subject wise test.
Yes.
Okay, so let's assume some question you have done wrong,
Hmm.
and you were finding why did it go wrong, maybe silly mistake, maybe conceptual mistake, maybe you did not study that topic, or maybe you did not understand that topic, maybe there is conceptual gap, misconception, many reasons can be there. So were you finding the reason first, and after finding the reason, what step were you taking? Like, this is very important question for the future aspirants because it affects marks, so can you please let us know your strategy for a wrong question, for any particular wrong question? What was your thought process? How were you handling it?
Yes, sir. First, I would go to the question discussion section, and if it's different from what I expected it to be, then I know my concept is wrong. Somewhere I have understood this whole thing differently. So then what I used to do was go back to the annotated lecture notes, and that particular topic I would refer again and revise that PDF, that portion. And then I would try to attempt the question again. Then it might work out most of the time, because sometimes it's all about wrong memory, right? You remember the concept wrong, or you miss the step while performing a question or something. So revision helps uh, most of the time.
Okay, so this is very good strategy, and usually we don't hear this strategy for revision, that through attempting test you were revising. So this is really interesting thing you said, that basically, if there is any topic, any concept, its question will be there in the test. Okay, in some test,
Yes.
maybe not in this test, then maybe in the next test. Okay, in some topic wise test, in some subject wise test, there are multiple subject wise tests. So that topic or that question will be somewhere, and if I do it wrong, then I will revise it. Okay,
Yes.
so very good, very good. Now, although, did you make your own notes, or did you completely rely on go classes annotated notes and the toppers handwritten notes that we provide, or did you make your own notes as well?
Sir, I was completely relying on the goclasses annotated notes. Uh, because I actually thought about writing my own notes, but I thought I would misplace the book somewhere or something. So maybe it wasn't a good idea. Also, it would take time as well, right? So I was reliant on annotated notes. It was perfect, actually, annotated notes, well structured. So I didn't actually need to make my own.
Okay, okay, Aldo. So, Aldo, in the live chat, a student, Karan Patel, is asking, what was your subject sequence?
Uh, I think I started with maths, discrete and engineering. Then maybe digital logic, uh, C programming. Uh, that's how I used to do. Then I don't remember the exact subject sequence. Uh,
Basically, the subject sequence, was it similar, or I can say, was it same as our subject sequence? Go classes provides a subject sequence, so was it similar to that, same as that, or was it your own different sequence?
yeah, it was my own subject sequence. The subject I wanted to study, I felt like studying right now, I would take it. So that's how I used to do it. I I had a very clear idea that I would study maths first, because maths is used in all other subjects, right? Especially some topics like probability
Yes.
or something. So I would very clear on that part. I would study maths first, and then some subjects are like prerequisites to other subjects, like TOCs prerequisite to CD. So TOC I studied before CD. Yeah, so that's what.
Okay, so basically, you started with mathematics, that was very clear in your mind, because you knew that discrete mathematics and engineering mathematics, particularly probability, these topics will be used in all other subject. So that was very clear that, okay, you need to start with mathematics. Second thing, you are saying that you followed your own subject sequence, but you kept in mind, that you need to do the prerequisite first. Like before doing the compiler design, you did theory of computation. Okay, so that's great. Okay, so although, please let us know about your BTech college, the environment in your college for the gate exam. Were you the only one, or was there other classmates as well, who were preparing for the gate exam? So please let us know about your college and the gate environment in your college.
So my college is in Kochi, Kerala. Uh, its name is Model Engineering College. So normally no one goes for GATE there. There's like a placement related culture. So everyone's aiming for placements. I think I think at maths about four people from the whole batch might be preparing for GATE. Um, and I think from my batch, one guy got around AR 77 and one guy got around AR 285. But no one was aiming for GATE. This placement culture was there. Also, you get this bit of support from teachers in the sense that during the final year, they're actually very lenient. Like if you tell them, I need to study gate or I need to prepare for placements, can you give me attendance? Actually, I don't know if this might be true, but uh, if you
See,
say
these things are fine if a professor has been helpful to you, getting success. So I'm very sure that they don't mind sharing these things. Okay, because ultimately you are praising them that they were helpful in your preparation. Okay,
yes, yes,
there is opposite side also. In some colleges, some professors, they make your life hell. So
yes, yes,
here you are saying that your professors were helpful in the final year preparation. So continue, don't worry about it.
yes. So they were relatively lenient. So I was skipping classes once in a while to study gate. I begged teachers for attendance, and they said it's okay, we'll give you. It's okay. In final year, anyway, students need support from us, so we'll give you. So that was really helpful because otherwise, if you had to attend classes along with this, it would be a bit more stressful. So yeah,
So basically, approaching the professor and maybe requesting them that, sir, I'm seriously preparing for the gate exam, or maybe I'm seriously preparing for the placements or companies or for competitive coding. So maybe they will be helpful.
yes.
Okay. So although in the live chat, some more doubts are there, let me ask you quickly. So a student is asking, did you live in hostal? And second thing, were you distracted by the college? How distracted you were by the college?
Okay, so I was in a hostel from first year and second year. For first year and second year, I was in a hostel. But then when I started preparing for GATE, I realized in a hostel environment, it might be more difficult. So I thought about going from home every day. My home is actually relatively close to the college. So I switched to my home. And as for distractions, I had distractions. Actually, I don't handle stress very well. So in the final year, it was a huge problem because I didn't sit for placements. I didn't want to work at the time, and I didn't want to go to a web development kind of line of work. So what happened was everyone around me were getting placed. So I am I am not sitting for placements. So in my mind, I was like, okay, gate is my only option. What if I don't get it? So most of the time, I was stressed. So there was this periods of inconsistency that was always there, and due to that, I couldn't study sometime. Some of the times I couldn't study well enough. So by around December, actually, I wasn't very confident. I had finished the syllabus, but I didn't know if I was remembering anything and if I was able to solve, if I would be able to solve everything, the questions. So then what changed from December was I just full on focused on tests. test series. I just wrote as many test series as possible. I mean, I just wrote as many tests as possible from December and January. And uh, I, by the end of first week, that February, I actually got confident. So that's the role the test series had on. Uh, it actually increased my confidence, and by the time gate had arrived, I was relatively confident.
Okay, okay, Eldho. And Eldho, what was your average study hours? A student Karan Patel is asking. On average, every day, how many hours did you study?
So it was like very inconsistent. Some days I would study a lot, maybe 8 hours or something. If college is not there, especially, right? But if college is there, then there's other problems. When you come back, you might get tired, so you wouldn't be able to study much. Maybe 2 hours. So I would say it was an inconsistent pattern. So I can't say for sure what the average was. But most importantly, by the end of December, the test series, I wasn't confident because the inconsistency pattern was there. But the test series helped me overcome that lack of confidence. So it was fine in the end.
Okay. Although a student Yuva Kiran. So a student Yuva Kiran is asking, were you able to solve questions right after the lecture? Means immediately after the lecture, were you able to solve its questions? And this student is saying that sometimes he doesn't understand the initial approach. When the student reads the question, he doesn't know how to initially approach it, how to start it, okay, in which direction to think about it. So did it happen with you as well that you are solving some question and you are not able to understand in which direction to think? So then what was your approach? And of course, were you able to solve the questions immediately after the lectures?
So so you mean the questions in the lectures, right? In the in the
be
taught in
be
the
it
class,
any
right?
question, question in the lecture, question in the test, in the mock test, basically,
Oh,
or in the pyq. If there is a question in front of you and you are not able to get the idea how to approach it, in which it might have happened, right? So
yes,
what
yes,
was
yes.
your approach to that?
So first of all, if you're solving questions from the lectures while watching lectures or while brushing through the lecture notes, you might have an idea how to solve it because you have just recently seen these topics, so it won't be a problem. But if the same question comes in a test, it is a problem because you won't be remembering which topic, so where to start. That is a problem. So I would suggest uh, tests really are the only way. You write a lot of tests and you seem to get a hang of the pattern. That's what I think I did. Uh, then consistently always, if you don't get question, go through the question discussions. And sometimes the question, there might be assumptions in the question which you might not know. So you might think the question is ambiguous, but actually the question isn't ambiguous. There are inherent assumptions in the question. So that patterns and all you will catch only through test series. So write as many tests as possible. That's my advice.
Okay. And although basically, 2 3 questions are similar in the chat. One question is by Yuva Kiran. Another question is by backup optional. So these questions are similar. So let me ask you a single question. I think that will answer these questions. So my question is, some test you are attempting, you got low marks. Did you feel demotivated? And then what did you do for that test?
So can I be honest? I was actually stressed most of the time. So while writing tests, I actually couldn't. I wasn't able to solve questions, continuously. Like after solving maybe 20 questions, I would get fed up. So I always used to submit after 20 questions. Yeah, that's actually it's unbelievable. I actually didn't even complete a single test within the time. I mean, and for the full time limit. Um, so what used to happen is I used to get stressed after attempting 10 or 20 questions. So my approach was I wouldn't recommend this. I did this because I was stressed. Uh, what I used to do was I would submit and then I would attempt the test without time limits. So what I used to do was I would do five questions at a time. Then I would go to drink tea or play with my dog. Then I would come back and do five questions, something like that. Even for tests. Then I would add the marks. Each time I do the question, I would add the marks. But even then, you don't have the time limit challenge. So it is a problem. So I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're struggling with tests, maybe if you want to start easy, maybe that's an approach, right? Take time limit out of the way. Initially, don't always do that, then you will get into a problem. Initially, maybe you could submit the test and just attempt it normally and add the marks and see how you're getting. Then slowly increase the challenge. Maybe bring back the time limit. And that is an approach. I wouldn't recommend it for sure, but it might work for someone. It might not, but that's an opinion.
Okay, okay, Eldho. So thank you for sharing everything, Eldho, about your preparation journey, and we are very happy and proud of you. So Go Classes complete course you followed with your final year preparation. With college, you got all India rank 30, and very happy to hear everything about your preparation journey. So it will definitely be very helpful for the aspirants. In the live chat, a student is writing, wow, basically he focused on concepts initially for confidence. Okay, this was basically what you did means, see, this is really a good idea. Maybe I will also suggest students for the initial few test, or I can say for the initial few days, if you are struggling to get marks and if you are feeling demotivated after seeing the test marks. Okay, maybe you are attempting weekly quiz, topic wise test, subject wise test, and initially in the initial days, not the December January like that. Okay, but initially if you are continuously getting low marks and you are feeling demotivated, you don't want to study, you don't want to attempt test, if that is happening to you, then you can try the strategy which Aldo shared. And I think this is kind of a unique strategy. We don't usually hear it. Okay, so basically what he did, let me just summarize it, that he would just submit the test and solve the questions without any time limit, so that he just want to check, uh, is he able to, how many questions he is able to solve without any time limit, from his conceptual understanding. Then slowly he will uh, he will attempt the test live. So this is really incredible strategy, Aldo. And I think in the live chat most of the doubts we have taken. So although now, what is your target? Now you have got, a top rank. You will be getting all the colleges. Not a single college you will miss. I can say. So, which which college you want to target, and which course you want to target? Are you going for MTech?
Sir, I was going to ask you as well whether I should go for IISc or IIT Madras.
Okay, okay. So
So
you are
people were
having
saying,
some kind of confusion. The
yes,
confusion is between which colleges?
IISc and IIT Madras.
Okay, okay, okay. So we will discuss over the phone call or over the WhatsApp. We will discuss it. Okay. So just a last question, let me ask, because this same doubt a student won't has put 2 3 times. So maybe this student needs to know. The student is saying that, you said that sometimes you studied for 8 hours, 9 hours. There was inconsistency, sometimes more, sometimes less. But when you studied for 8 hours, then how those 8 hours were divided? For example, like 4 hours for watching the lectures, then some time for revision, some time for writing notes. So basically, how did you spend your particular day?
Uh, it was always phases. If I'm going through lectures, I would only refer lecture notes for the whole day. The test would, if I needed to attempt test, I would only attempt it after completing the entire subject. So it was like a whole phase. So during one day, I would just do one thing, maybe go through the lectures. That's about it. 8 hours of lectures or 8 hours of lecture notes. What? Yes. I didn't make notes, so that's something.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Aldo. So, the students who are watching this session, in this session, we have discussed about notes, revision, his subject sequence, strategy with third year, with final year, with college, okay, the environment in the college. So, basically, everything we have discussed, okay, you can just watch it. Okay, and Aldo was not interested in the web development, and basically, he got some suggestion from his friends, and he got the suggestion that okay, you can go for the gate exam, so he went for the gate exam. Just one more thing actually, although I wanted to ask, so you did not prepare for the placements. Did you sit in the placements in any company?
No, sir, I didn't sit for placements at all. Initially, I in during second year or first year, I thought about sitting for placements later, but that's why I used to do a lot of leak code. But then my friend suggested and my cousin suggested, so I switched to Git.
Okay, and once you switch to gate, then of course you had your doubts in your mind, whether I will be able to clear it or not, whether I will get a top rank or not. So of course that kind of doubt you might have had, and that sometimes must have stressed you out. So these things must have happened, when we see our classmates getting placements, and we are just questioning our decision. Did we take a right decision or not? At this moment, what can you say? At this moment, was your decision correct? Every decision that you took in the last 4 years, uh, at that time you were questioning yourself, you were stressing out, but now what can you say?
Every single decision was correct. Every decision was worth it. Yes.
This is really incredible to hear. Matlab, in this whole interview, this is the best part. Your smile is saying that, of course, when we take such decisions, which are not according to the trend. In your batch, you said that gate exam preparation is not a trend. Very rare, maybe out of the whole batch, maybe 3 4 students might have prepared for the gate exam. So this was not a trend. And when we go out of trend, when we do something out of interest, not following the trend, then of course until we get the success we keep doubting ourselves, and we keep
Yes.
getting stressed out. We keep asking, did we do the correct thing? Did Are we doing the wrong thing? Because on the path that we have taken, on that path very few people are walking. Most of the people are walking on the placement path. And but now, your smile is saying that you took the right path, and it is all, I can say, worth it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, I am very grateful. When I started this journey, I never imagined you would interview me. Uh, so this is like a dream come true moment for me. So thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very glad to have conversation with you, Eldo. And this through this conversation, I got to know about your whole, I can say, journey. It's like, living through your 4 years of BTech life. So I also got to know, few interesting things about your preparation strategies, which I will recommend to some students when they will send me message. Then to few students I will definitely recommend, your strategy. So this was really interesting interview, and all the students who are watching this session, please, after this session is over, please like the session. You can like the session right now, and please put a comment, congratulate Aldo. This session definitely, if anyone has watched it fully, this session will definitely help all the future aspirants. So please put a comment, please like this session, please share it with the gate aspirants if you think that this session will be helpful to them. So, and thank you, Eldo, for joining us in this session, for sharing your entire preparation journey. And we are very proud of you always. Like in the future, also stay connected with Go classes. And thank you for joining.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, everyone.